When I came out of the mist, every cell in my body had a different electrical charge. Felt like I was burning from the inside out. But I learned to manipulate them, concentrate them, even transfer them onto something else, like static electricity.
I could feel it moving through my body. It was so weird.
It took a while to get control. When I first got here, I almost burnt the place down, literally.
Yes, hold my hand, too. That's actor Luke Mitchell showing off his powers in the Marvel series Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Mitchell now, though, stars in CBS's new drama. It's called The Code. As Captain John Abraham, Abe they call him. The show chronicles the lives of an elite team of attorneys who serve in the U.S. Marine Corps. In tonight's premiere, Captain Abraham makes a case for prosecuting his friend's, his mentor's killer.
Jason Hunt was my CO when I got shot. He personally made sure I got back on my feet, and he turned into one of the best friends I've ever had. Last night, he took a knife wound on the wire, and he bled out on the operating table.
I know, and I'm sorry.
I'd like to request that we bring the accused to Quantico for court-martial. This is the murder of an officer. It deserves the varsity. Furthermore, I want to handle the prosecution.
Did you just say furthermore?
I did.
Furthermore, because he's smart, too. Smart and gorgeous. Luke Mitchell joins us at the table. I love the opening premiere because it starts with your mentor, who was in the military, is killed by one of his own men. And then we're off to the races because it does seem like a very open and shut case to the viewer that's watching. So when you read this script, Luke, you said, I want to play Captain A because what?
Oh, man, the Marine Corps is just a really fascinating world, but especially being a lawyer in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
It was just something that I really didn't know anything about. And when I read the script, I mean, this guy is, I mean, they're all the best of the best at what they do. You know, they're so smart and so tough and so badass, you know. Yeah, it was just something really interesting to explore to me.
There's such a lingo you have to learn too,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I'm learning it too. The military uses lingo like devil dogs means Marines. Boot refers to someone fresh out of boot camp. What was it like learning all this new terminology?
Oh, I felt like I was, you know, going back to school. You know, every episode they're throwing, you know, new words at me. I'm like, okay, now I need to know what this is, you know.
And you're not a lawyer by training.
Absolutely not.
Well, Luke, you passed. You went to school, you passed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, in that clip we just saw, you're clean-shaven. You are no longer clean-shaven here for the moment. So what did that do to your character? Because you kind of look kind of young in that.
Yeah, well, that's the first thing it did to me. It made me look young. Yeah, for the last 3 years, I've had a pretty full beard. So the first thing that I asked my new boss when I got with this job was, can I keep some sort of facial hair? And he's like, no, absolutely not. You know, in the Marines, it has to be clean-shaven. It's like, well, just so you know, I'm going to look young. But yeah, anyway, it's fun. It's cool to be able to change my look for different characters.
Yeah.
Well, there's such reverence and respect for the military,
Absolutely.
clearly,
Yes.
and the issues that they face. And you touch on those through the series, right? Like traumatic brain injury, other things.
Each and every episode.
Very current, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what else I like is that you don't have to watch one to get to know the other. Every episode is individual, so there's a beginning and middle and an end. So if somebody wants to join it mid-season, which we hope they don't, you're instantly caught up to date with what's going on in the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are some really interesting intertwining, overarching stories between the main characters as we get to know each and every one of them throughout the season. But for the most part, every episode is a standalone.
And we hear if you weren't acting, Luke, you would be a tennis player because you're pretty good on the tennis court.
Well, you know,
or a professional tennis player.
I like to think I am, but you know, that didn't pan out so well for me. Tennis was like my main thing growing up, and you know, I did want to be a professional tennis player, but I quit when I was about 19 because I wasn't good enough.
Well, we're available for a doubles match.
Yeah. Okay, great.
You'll want Nora on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke Mitchell, good to have you here. The Code premieres tonight at 9, 8 Central right here on what network, Luke?
CBS.
CBS.
We'll be right
We'll be
back.
right back.